Okay, so this is actually pretty funny. Who was it that linked me this? Thanks for doing so. People have apparently complained about Akuma's damage after Super Akuma won the mix-up, and he showed a lot of combos and setups with Akuma that I think a lot of people had never seen before. I went like this all the time. Because it was just mind-blowing seeing everything. And here we have Arlie Taylor saying this bullshit right here. He thinks it's a big problem that Akuma can do. We've all seen this. You've probably seen this.
Here we go. Why did you say that, Mark? I want to see parties, man. Oh my god, look at the health. And the demon, let's go. I can't believe what we're seeing. And look at the life bar. Oh my goodness. He probably has a sliver, right? He might have a sliver. What? Oh my god. Oh my. Let's go. Oh.
Yeah, it's just it's an incredible comeback for sure. It's just amazing. Wow, this song is a little bit too much right now. And again, big congrats to Super Akuma. And so someone says that shit is broken. Katsuhiro Harada answers, it's great and it's rare. Super gauge, how do you pronounce that? Gauge and full. So the super gauge is full and he has rage. Do you see this kind of scene on a daily basis? And this is something that has been possible for quite some time. He's absolutely correct. But it was finally seen in the tournament. If you complain, you should do this on a daily basis and win each time. And naturally, people are unable to do so. That is very hard to do. Punko was the first one to do this sort of combo in tournaments and in matches. Was very successful doing so. Super Akuma, and of course, we have to mention American player Rixta, who also does well with Akuma. But Super Akuma is just doing it on a completely different level. He's a super competent player fundamental-wise, he's very smart. But when you combine that sort of skill with being able to do this combo pretty much like a staple, then you might actually have a problem because the damage is just so obscene and Akuma builds meter rather quickly. But I think the problem is rather, I would say, the hitbox and the fact that you are allowed to use the hitbox in tournaments. Now, I'm not saying we should ban it. Like, if tournament organizers feel it's okay, then it's okay by me. They know more than I do. But what I do know and feel confident in saying is that if you play on a controller or an arcade stick, you are absolutely at a disadvantage compared to people who play Mixbox, keyboard, and hitbox. I mean, this is a very powerful controller. It is extremely powerful. To the level where my girlfriend picks it up and does a raging storm like it's nothing. Whereas on an arcade stick, she doesn't even know where to begin. And the same with a pad, because you have to find the directions. And you know how quickly I do a wild running attack or a giant swing on a Mixbox? It's like, boop! So, and that goes for everything. It's not just a couple of techniques. And you can't miss an input. You cannot miss a direction because you're pressing a button. You can't miss this button. Whereas on arcade stick, you can miss inputting a direction because it's not too obvious. You know, so it's like there's a consistency and a speed of execution that you will get on Mixbox, keyboard, and hitbox that you will never have on an arcade stick or pad. Because you just cannot move your wrist that fast, or fingers, you know, if we're talking about a stick. And if we're talking about a pad, your thumb or fingers trying to hit the D-pad is just not as fast as hitting a big fucking button, you know, on a hitbox or Mixbox. So if you play any of those controllers that I mentioned here, the boxes and the keyboard, you will much faster be able to do very difficult techniques. And in the end, you will have access to execution that is inhuman compared to what you can achieve on a controller or a stick. That is just the case. I've tried all of this, so I know. But tournament organizers feel those controllers should be allowed, and if they feel that these organizers, they know more than I do, they don't feel it's an unfair advantage, then absolutely it is allowed. But I'm just saying, I was not surprised when I started hearing about Super Akuma a few years ago. I saw his execution, I saw his tournament matches, and I was like, this guy's incredible. How does he do this? It's even better than Punko. And then I saw that he used a hitbox, and I was like, still impressive, for sure. Absolutely. But it's not mind-blowing anymore, the execution. It's like, no, okay, it's a hitbox. But it's still good. But, again, I'm not taking anything away from Super Akuma, because he's a very, very smart and fundamentally based player. He doesn't win. It helps him, but he doesn't win because he's using a hitbox. He wins because he outsmarted Cherry Berry Mango and all of those other players. But does the hitbox help a little bit when you play Akuma, a character that just relies on in enormous amounts of execution? Of course the hitbox helps. Of course it does. So when Harada here says it's great and rare, maybe it should be more rare doing that sort of combo than the hitbox allows. So that might be a point you could argue here. But yeah, in the end, well done, Super Akuma. Really great performance. And Akuma's damage can probably stay where it is. But what happens when someone starts doing those combos and stapling them? You know, it might become a problem. But Super Akuma outplayed them, and we will see what happens in the next tournament. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, that was just a few words on this. Not really a controversy here. Well, I mean, this has 2,149 likes, so apparently it has gained some traction. So maybe people do find it controversial. But this specific situation here with pretty much death combo comeback, sure, it's great and rare. Super Gauge, Full, and Rage. Yeah, but the character does 80% combos with like 1 meter and no rage. Or 2 meters. You know, it's... I wouldn't say it's great and rare, considering Super Akuma would like almost at least once per match do an enormous combo that pretty much killed the opponent. Or sometimes twice per match. So I wouldn't say great and rare in this circumstance. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I hope you all on YouTube have a lovely, lovely day. And that those of you who are here on Twitch, go fuck yourselves.